Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. It is a little after 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, the 17th of June. Uh, wrote a story last night. I was just too fragged to do anything about it. Uh, it's called The Primalist. Tentative name. Um, I had the original idea of what would happen if you had a magic sword, a sentient talking magic sword that when you picked it up, it gave you powers. And for those of you I've sold cookbooks to, this would be an example of a sword of blah, 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 right? You pick up this sword, and then any skill you need to know, you know it as long as the sword's touching you. Like if it's sheathed at your side, fine. You can speak someone's language fluently, you know how to sail a ship, you know how to administer first aid, whatever. Non mystical stuff. The sword would talk to you, give you advice, made you smarter anyway, didn't necessarily need that advice. Um, and of course, it cuts through anything, any other sword, chop, 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 unless it's a mystical sword. So if you need to know swordplay because you're taking on a pirate master, a true blue killing machine, so be it. Well, this guy named Dren, he finds this sword in a musty old crypt, booby traps, all this other stuff. He was questing for something else. He finds this sword. He takes it from the hands of a dead tyrant, and he uses it for good, always for good. And it's like for 11 years, just goes around, whips butt right and left. He saves a kingdom. He's a celebrated legend, and he dies after he stops a coup. And the rogue prince who was behind this coup, he gets away. His co-conspirators all hang, cheering crowds and all. And the prince is like, I shall have my revenge. And 2 weeks later, brother's dead. He comes across a bunch of bandits attacking a caravan. The men are dead, the women are in danger, and he rushes in blindly, and he shook, dead, right? Uh, King sends his high cleric down to administer the funerary rites, and they put him put him in a tomb, like an above ground tomb. It's tradition, right? For like the real muckety mucks, rather than just burying you. And so he gets a tomb outside of his home village, tiny little place, and they bury the weapon with him as is tradition. And his brother's like, you idiots, you don't bury a weapon like that. You use a weapon like that. That was the original idea, right? Like, what if maybe the brother steals the weapon, or what if the weapon's like, hey, come on, use me. I don't want to be stuck in this thing with some dead guy rotting. Come on. I was going to make it kind of funny, but it didn't go that way. I went to the cookbook and I cooked up some thieves. And I went to the cookbook and I cooked up the narrator, who's like, okay, so they killed my brother, who wanted me to tag along on his adventures, but I probably would have died in the first year. Besides, I was still trying to figure out how to use my magic. See, a primalist is sort of like a character class in my game. It just all it really means is someone who's close to nature. You can survive anywhere. You're good with tracking, hunting, I don't know, forest warfare, that sort of thing. Tribal type person, right? You can exist in the past or the present, future, even alien worlds. You can get by. Um, from Riddick to I don't know, somebody from Last of the Mohicans. Anyway, what if, and this is from the cookbook, what if you took a primalist and gave him the ability to put spells into any plant, anything that grew off the ground, grew from the ground. So you could take a berry and put a love spell in it, and hand it off to some gal, and she eats it, and she falls in love with the first person she sees. Or you could pick up a stick, a blade of grass, and put in an explosion spell, and set it off, set the conditions where it goes off. Like this explodes on sunrise, but the sun hits it again, boom, right? And so he's a self-taught. I don't know what kind of character class this dude would be, but basically, not quite a druid, but not quite a shaman. Even though the animals talk to him, he's just a primalist, is what I call him, and they're rare. And he's basically expecting someone to come along and try to steal that sword, and he's right. So he sets up a trap, but the problem is the guys who are coming, and this is where I went weird. One of the possibilities is, okay, you're a creature who's not human, and in a fantasy setting, I've been using humans with my story, so I threw in some non-humans this time, and they're all clerics for the god of thieves. So, priests of a god of thieves against a primalist. Who wins? That's the story. Okay, I need to do the weekly newsletter now. I have a day off and I'm feeling exceedingly lazy. I'll fight it, and I'll win, like I always do every Tuesday when I have to send something off. Just might send it off a little bit later than normal because, well, I am kind of fragged. Okay, I am Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. Please like and subscribe. Also, iVelen.net. That is where the books are. You'll find them available on Amazon in Kindle. Please check them out. And next show is coming up this Sunday. Have a nice one.